this is a direct quote from Ryan Burns on it. I just want to discuss it. Um, okay, here's the quote. Like, if you're going to keep them around, specifically with Harbaugh, he's talking about PJ using the money to increase the assistant coaching salary pool. I just want to put that out there. So he says, like, if you're going to keep them around, specifically with Harbaugh being attached to Drake Lindsay, because that's his guy coming out of high school, I think everybody enjoys watching Drake Lindsay. I mean, you look at the coaching carousel, this is my thing for everybody to watch. Everybody's going to want to win right away. Well, if you want to win right away, you need a quarterback. And I think Drake Lindsay is a pretty good quarterback. So if you want Drake Lindsay and this whole operation to stay together at Minnesota for another year, probably means Greg Harbaugh is going to have to stay. I'm sure he wants more money than being the lowest paid or second lowest paid offensive coordinator in the Big Ten, but a lot of time to talk about that before December hits. Max, my question to you, based on that quote, and I'm not attacking Birds at all, do you think Greg Harbaugh should be getting paid more as this Gophers offensive coordinator? And secondly, do you think like the like to keep do you think he should be paid more to keep him here in all um with the goal being to keep Drake Lindsay here? Like I guess in part two to that. Like do you think he deserves a pay raise? And do you think he deserves a pay raise just to make sure that Drake's happy to keeping him around here?
Yeah, it. I guess it's tough because I don't know exactly what he's making. I know the assistant coaching pool is
I believe
pretty
it's like
low.
700K.
Yeah. So yeah, I know the yeah, within the Big Ten, the Gophers do not have the most desirable salaries amongst assistant coaches. So I mean, if it's a pay raise to keep him at whatever level is going to keep him happy and is worthy of his performance, um, I mean, we've not had a very productive offense this year. So I mean, I don't know what that's worth. I think paying him just to keep him here to keep Drake here isn't worth it because I hope we could convince Drake to stay with whatever new coordinator we're bringing in,
Right.
or whoever we're going to hire from within. If it's Simon, I have no idea who that would be. If Drake Lindsay is that attached to Greg Harbaugh, um, I don't know. I
I don't
guess
buy it. That's the thing.
I
I
don't
don't believe
either.
it. I
Like,
get that that's the guy that recruited him and that he likes him. Okay.
right?
If somebody who here's my biggest thing. Who's coming to poach Greg Harbaugh right now? Who's
Not a
looking at
bigger
that?
program.
Like that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. Like like you said, if it's a pay raise here, like got a little more money to spread on, great. Like I'm fine with that. But like
If that makes him
bringing
coach
things,
better,
yeah. Does being the second lowest paid offensive coordinator in the Big Ten, like what offenses are we clearly better than right now? I don't know. Like people probably would have argued Iowa until last week happened. I don't think that's true. Like, can I just go over this? I have some notes here that I took. Because I heard this comment and I honestly thought it was preposterous. Like the argument was preposterous, and I just wanted to dig a little bit deeper because I remember how mad fans were at Mike Sanford's offense back in 2021. All right. I believe that's the right year, right? 2021 was Mike
yep.
Sanford's because he was COVID. I didn't really count that year when looking at it because that year was so wishy washy. So here was Mike Sanford's stats. All right. We averaged 360 yards per game, which was 83rd in the country, 199 rushing yards a game, 162 passing yards per game. And that was with Michael Brown Stevens as receiver number two on that team. They averaged 25 and a half points per game. PJ pulled out the plug on him on basically a year and a half. Said, nope, this ain't it. This ain't working. Okay. Greg Harbaugh's numbers. This is last year with an NFL quarterback, all right? And an NFL left tackle and other good pieces around it. Here's what the stats were for last year's offense: 26.2 points per game, 222 passing yards per game, 115 rushing yards per game, 337, which so we averaged less yards per game, but it actually ranked us four spots higher at 79th last year in total offense. Here's what we're doing this year with Drake Lindsay under Greg Harbaugh. We are currently 98th in the country, averaging 314 yards per game. We're averaging 24 points per game. We're averaging only 110 yards rushing. If you take out our game against FCS competition, we are averaging 18.9 per game and 279 yards and only 77 yards rushing per
Yeah,
game.
it's the
So
bottom of the barrel in the whole country. Like,
where listen, I want Drake to stay too, but like at what point is Greg Harbaugh going to be asked to produce something? And we
right,
kind of glanced over like that's not even bringing up our opening drives this year, which has been a huge issue. We're always talking about starting fast. He gets asked about it every game. That's an opportunity to show that you can scheme something up like, hey, we haven't shown this, look, let's go out and execute. And I know he's dependent on the players, obviously. My point is we've put some players in the NFL here under under this team, like they're still going off and doing things in the NFL, and it's not producing. It's a very inconsistent, mediocre offense, in my opinion. And so, if that was enough to pull the plug on Mike Sanford, who was like supposed to be this guru of developing Jordan Love, like I think that's the only thing Harbaugh has that's keeping him here is that he's got that relationship with Drake Lindsay. I mean, as far as like pressure off of him to produce from PJ. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on all that? I guess.
yeah, and I know he's been one of PJ's guys too for a long time, which it feels like he definitely has a little more feels like leeway, maybe with some of the guys that have been on his staff for a long time. Um, and it's hard. Like I don't think Harbaugh is like a bad guy or like I don't. It's not like I dislike
No,
him, and
I'm
I
attacking the
think
performance.
right. And I think what he talks about sometimes, he seems very intelligent, and I think he has the right idea at times as far as like what he's trying to do. But then when you look down and you see what's actually happening, it's like he just tries to he tries to lean more into all of this like we talked about before, like figuring out the defense, all these millions of checks to have at the line, and all the different
Yeah,
protections, all this stuff. It's like we're getting so we're getting so into the weeds and all these things, and we're just running for like 2 yards of carry, and we can't
yeah.
get open. Like I, I don't know. I don't know if it's play calling. I don't
I
know
don't
if
think we scheme
it's
anybody open
right.
90% of the
Like
time, to be honest. I'm sick of hearing about receiver separation. Go back to those early 2020s teams receivers outside
right,
of Chris and Bell. I know Daniel Jackson came on late. Like once Bateman left, those were dark times and we were moving the ball more than we do now. So like
right.
what are we doing?
And just to compare it to like the Kirk Soraka offenses, like people ripped Soraka's offense for being too simple, but it worked. I mean,
Yep.
that's all we want. We just want to find something that works, and then we can kind of stick to it and then build off of it. It feels like we're trying to
Yeah.
build on top of something that's just like you said. We're one of the worst teams in the country offensively,
Yeah.
and we're still trying to like make it more difficult to
And you
run.
have nice pieces. I
You do.
truly
We
believe.
have
I know.
players.
I know that in the years past on this podcast, we've talked about how we thought the receiver room was going to be good. I think the receiver room is actually pretty solid this year. I'm not saying it's amazing. Not
Right,
saying
but it's deep.
we're in the top. I think you got a lot of guys, different body types that can make plays. Like I don't think it's a slow receiver room. Like Lemecki's
Yeah,
making contested catches. I think Javon Tracy has a lot of wiggle and strength and has shown why he's there. And Jalen Smith, when healthy, has outran people. So I just Coleman, Malachi Coleman too is like he's a freak athlete that is fast. He was fast at Nebraska. I saw him score touchdowns by outrunning people at Nebraska. Like I know he's fast. So I'm kind of over the personnel being the issue. This is year 3. I mean, we just talked with Winston, who their Michigan State's head coach might not even get the full 2 years, and Harbaugh is going to have a third seat. This is his third year as offensive coordinator. Like, I think he has a lot to prove, and I know I've said that a lot, but I stand by it. And I think if you dig into it, it's bad. And I don't understand the pass he gets